Welcome to Fighting Back. News talk, current events, and political commentary with your host, Uncle Ronnie. And now, here's your host, Uncle Ronnie.
Welcome to the show tonight. It's another hot evening here in Phoenix, Arizona. That's North Phoenix, Arizona. For those of you that are geographically challenged, we have with us tonight the winner of the primary last week in LD24, Mr. Ray Michaels. Once again, congratulations. He's running for state senate. And we're really excited about that.
I'll tell you what, it is so very exciting. I'm born and raised here. I'm a native Phoenician, and I've always had a love for service, and I've been in the service industry for many, many years, and I've had an opportunity to travel around the world, almost 100 countries.
And he has. You row a boat, don't you?
I'm on the right oar. So no.
At any rate, he works. Well, tell us a little bit about how you. I'm not sure which company it is, but it's a tourist boating company.
Well, I've worked for many, many cruise lines starting back in 1985, and you'll know all the names of all of them. I prefer to go on some of the higher end ships. You go to some exotic places. They're much smaller ships, but you get a chance to travel a lot, and you get a chance to see many things that the average person would never do. And everybody thinks, Ray, you're bragging, but in all honesty, you don't, because you're working.
Well, does one ocean really look like another ocean? I mean, when you're out and there's no land, does it all look alike?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
pretty much. Yeah, it's
been there, done that.
Yeah, you can't tell. I mean, by your surroundings, obviously, you'll see if you're in the a certain part of the world, but when you're out in the middle of the ocean and you don't see any land for days and days, it's overwhelming.
Kind of scary. You wonder, once you get out there, you know what a lot of water looks like, and you're wondering how big is this globe that we're on. It's pretty doggone big when the only thing you see is water.
It is. It's a big place, and it's wonderful to travel. You get to see a lot of different cultures, different experiences, different towns, and that's why I appreciate the United States of America so much, and mostly Arizona. What a beautiful and diverse state that we live in. And, I've seen the poorest of the poor and the richest of the rich, and I'll tell you, it's hard to beat the United States of America.
Oh, I know when I traveled, I really enjoyed what I was seeing because I'm a history buff. But boy, coming home, you really understand what you really
you almost get
were
off
born
the plane
into.
And kiss the ground. Now, where did you go? Where did you travel to?
Well, I'm mostly Europe. To do a little Asian stuff, and of course, I had a house in Mexico, and I've been to Canada, and
right.
A few of these little jaunts that we take around here.
I'll tell you what. When you travel, and I do suggest everybody travels. When you get to a place like Cambodia, Sihanoukville, Cambodia, it's the seaport. And everything is dirt. The roads are dirt, floors are dirt, everything is dirt.
The hotel floors are dirt?
The hotels are a
stay
little
on the
bit
ship,
different.
don't you?
A little bit different, yeah. But when you go to the downtown area, or you go to Mumbai in India, you see some things that you probably never thought that you'd see. And you can't have a Western mentality. We just assume that you walk into a place and you turn the faucet on and there's potable drinking water coming out of.
And you don't see people using the streets very often as toilets.
No.
And you do over there.
You do. They dig a hole, and that's basically
that's their
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have so many luxuries that many of our youth today just take for granted. If their cell phone isn't working or they're not getting 4 bars on their telephone, they say, "Oh, I can't believe this."
They freak out.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They freak out. And Ray, I used to start a lot of my meetings and so forth, but saying, I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And many of you are too. Because you were born here.
It's
My gosh, what greater gift could you have than to be
like
born
winning
in America?
the lottery. It really, really is. I miss your meetings.
I do too.
On the Monday night, we always had
great
conversations.
COVID thing has just screwed us up so bad. We're gonna work on this still. COVID is still bouncing around, and we wanted to talk a little about that. You and I talked about that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give some numbers because I found them really, really interesting. Now, I want to spend the time to educate our audience for a number of reasons. One, we have Kamala Harris now is the vice president candidate for the Democrat Party.
Not officially.
Well, not
gonna be
officially, yeah.
announced, right?
But they're talking. It just bothers me when they talk about the concept of the United States and that the president controls all 50 states. That's not the way it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Somebody
A
didn't go to
governor-
history class.
A governor controls the states, and the president has nothing to do with it. And when you hear the Democrats say, "Oh well, Trump didn't do this, Trump didn't do that," Trump can't do that.
No,
the
it's
governor has to do
well,
that.
you know, it's so amazing because we don't learn about states' rights. You know, it is the United States of America, not the United Federal Government.
And there are
of America.
50 different
Well, it depends
states.
on which president you ask.
Yes, true. But you and I are Arizonans.
talk
That's
about
our
that one.
citizenship. We are citizens of
Absolutely.
the great state of Arizona.
That's right. And we have certain rights that our state is in charge of.
Exactly. And one of them is the Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
We're very, very proud of our Second Amendment rights.
That's right. And it says, shall not be infringed.
Infringed. And people here love that. They love the idea that we can carry weapons and
You know what
protect
might be
ourselves.
fun sometime on Fight Back is to go through the Constitution. Talk about each one of the Bill of Rights.
And I've got just the guy to do it too.
Yeah?
I have, and we'll get him on. He'd love to come on.
Oh, I would love to have the
Before you were
conversation.
coming to my meetings on Monday nights, I had this guy. He had written a book, very brilliant insight into. He wasn't a constitutionalist. He happens to be a teacher, yes, but you know what he teaches? Physical education. He's a wrestling coach, but he has really studied the Constitution,
Right.
and he makes it so easy to understand. And I'll give you a quick idea here. He talks about, and this is a really good lesson. He talks about when people we play the national anthem and people take a knee and they don't want to stand up and put their hand across their heart to say the Pledge of Allegiance. And he says, you know, I'm a conservative. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the pledge. But the last words of the pledge are with liberty and justice for all.
Wait, for who?
For all.
Oh,
And if you can't buy into that concept,
right.
you got a problem.
It sounds
Because
very
that's what America's about, is liberty and justice and equality of opportunity for everyone.
Well, it sounds like for liberty and justice for
all.
right, is the same as we hold these truths to be,
Be
self-evident,
self-evident that all men are
created.
created equal.
And mankind. I mean, that encompassed everyone. At the time, that term was very, very.
And
common.
remember this. This is the one thing that I know a lot of people say, well, I should have the same opportunity to make the same wages that you do. No, that's not what that means.
No.
It means that you have the equality of opportunity to earn the same wages,
Right.
to excel if you can excel, and to promote yourself. Desire, build, work hard, get the dreams that you want. And these are the things that a lot of people don't understand. And I as the cities burn, I keep thinking that same thing. You guys just do not understand what equality means.
Well, I think they think that you are equal to me, but I mean, we look at each other. There's no way that we
I
can
don't
be
have the
equal.
skills that you have. You
No,
don't have
and-
the skills that I have.
No, of course. So there's no way that equality can relate to person by person. It means that we've all been given the same rights, the same opportunities. But it's also based on if you have a master's or a doctorate and a degree and I don't, obviously you would get the job over me. You would get paid more because you put more into it.
And hopefully, I would have more skill levels than you would
And you
have
do.
in the particular area.
Right.
Like I could never run a cruise ship. I could never run the entertainment and so forth on a cruise ship. I'd probably get seasick a mile out, and and so I wouldn't be able to do that. But let's get back to some of this stuff about the way the states have dealt with some of this COVID thing, because this is really interesting. In the United States, we have blue states. Did we lose the feed here? There we go. We're back. We were camping out there for a minute.
That's
Did you
right.
see that? Yeah, that's
It's live. This is
right,
live.
right after the show. We're going camping. Any rate, here's the situation. We have blue states. Those are states that are run by Democrats. Okay, run by Democrat governors essentially. Now, the governor is the head of the state.
That's right.
Each state. He runs it. He is the chief executive officer. Each one of them has a legislature, and they pass their laws and so forth. So we have blue states with Democrats. We have red states with Republican governors. Now, this is important to understand. Blue states, red states. Now, we have 24 blue states, 26 red states. The Republicans hold a 2-vote edge in governorships. Now, here's the important thing to understand. There's people within these states. Some of them are big states like California, humongous population. But then you have some red states that have humongous populations like Texas and Florida. Those are Republican states. Now, here's the issue. You take the number of people in all these states. So we have blue states that have 184 million people, red states that have 143.5 million people. Just for good measure, they throw the District of Columbia into the blue because it's a very heavily Democrat area, and blue is Democrat.
All right.
So they took a look. Now, each governor has been able to run the state the way they wish when it comes to COVID. A lot of people will tell you, oh, well, Donald Trump's at fault for this. Donald Trump, no, he's not.
And you know why they did that? I mean, originally, they wanted the competition. If
Yes.
one state had a better idea and they operated separately, the other states would follow. If one state was not doing what they should be doing, the other states say, hey, we're not going to do that. You know,
Exactly.
it's competition.
And these
working
were 50
together.
separate nations now, and we trade without much interference. There's some
Right.
interstate commerce. However, there are no tariffs from New Mexico to Arizona
Right.
or any of these states. So there's really a free trade, and that was one of the key elements, and a national defense, Ray.
Well, yeah, of
Each state can't have, although we do have our National Guard, but they can be federalized at any time. If the president needs additional troops in a national emergency, he can call on the
You know,
various
from
states.
the very beginning, there were 3 things the federal government was supposed to do. 3 things. They were supposed to protect our borders,
Yes,
interstate commerce, meaning all 50 states get together,
free trade.
and signing foreign treaties.
Yes,
That was it.
that was it.
Limited government. That's what it's about. So each state is
And
independent.
now they do about everything.
Well, but you know, I think it was the 18th Amendment where the senators used to be chosen, the federal
By the
senators,
legislatures.
by the state legislatures, and if they did not do what the state wanted, they would extract them
They
back.
would recall their senators
They
and
would
put in new
a new
ones.
senator for the specific reason to protect
The
states'
state's
right.
interests, yeah. The state's interest. Anyway, back to this. So we have 184 million people that are blue, 143 million that are red. Now let's take a look at the COVID. Now I don't want to make an issue out of this because this is a terrible disease. Everybody knows it around the world. It's a terrible disease. But it's not as terrible as what we are being told here in the United States. But let's take a look at this. In the states that are red, we have 53,000 deaths. In the states that are blue, we have 109,000 deaths.
So wait a second. 53,000.
In the Republican-run states,
Okay.
and it's almost 110,000 in Democrat states. Now we want to equalize that some way, okay? And we're getting ready to leave, so this is a good. So what you do is you figure out how many deaths per million. In Republican states, there's 371 deaths per million. In Democrat states, there's 590 deaths per million. Now, the question that we're going to leave you with, and we're going to catch you on the other side and tell you, why is that? Why are there more deaths in Democrat states than in Republican states? So we're gonna check out here. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be fighting back. And where's the little pen?
Oh yeah. I didn't bring
Oh,
it.
no.
I wish I had it. Maybe we'll show it to you.
We'll see you on the other side.
Trump Fridays is the place to be 6:30 every Friday at various locations throughout the valley. Trump Fridays is a fantastic way to meet people who share your political views. Our grassroots organization was started to bring people together for a single common goal: to re-elect Donald Trump in 2020. We can't sit back and wait for the Republican Party to do the work for us. We need to fight to save our America. So, if you can't make the meeting every week, know that we're there every Friday and drop in whenever you can. Trump Fridays.
China is the oldest culture in the world, with a written history dating back some 3,500 years. And even 3,500 years ago, China's civilization was old. What do they attribute their longevity to? Healthy eating. Put some longevity in your life and enjoy fine Chinese cuisine at Yao's Restaurant at 2487 South Gilbert Road in Gilbert. For takeout and catering, call 480-899-0308. That's 480-899-0308. Yao's Fine Chinese Cuisine.
Do you have a face for radio? I know I do. And when I found how easy it was to get started in an interesting, informative radio program, I jumped at the chance. Since AM radio program is being replaced by podcasting, you can even create your own programming from your home. Hi, I'm Ron Lutters, better known as Uncle Ronnie on my Fighting Back radio program. If you have a business, a hobby, or a passion and you would like to share that with others, then podcasting may be for you. With a strong desire, some talent, and a deep passion, you too could get your radio message on your very own radio programming on Hub Radio Phoenix Network. We have one of the best broadcast engineers in Arizona to help you every step of the way. If you are interested in the enjoyment of podcasting, call me at 602-677-1496 to discuss the effective and affordable way to own your very own radio program. That's 602-677-1496.
Flint's Flowers knows what the kid and you really wants.
Hey, hold it down.
The Flint's Flowers snack pack is the perfect gift for anyone.
Thanks, this is just what I need.
Great. Now how about a kiss?
Don't push it.
Get a room.
The snack pack has cookies, chips, pudding, nuts, and lots of other goodies.
What's a goodie?
Read your script, kid.
See the snack pack live on the Flint's Flowers website at flintsflowers.net. Order a snack pack today for that special.
Thank you.
Or send a snack pack to someone in the military. That's flintsflowers.net. Flint's Flowers, the official florist of Air America Phoenix. The Flint's Flowers snack pack. It's almost too big to eat.
These are great. Got any more?
What's that, number 9?
flintsflowers.net. Order a snack pack today and charge it.
Want a sucker?
Bubblegum.
That's flintsflowers.net.
Can I get a snack pack?
You're listening to Fighting Back. News talk, current events, and political commentary. And now here's your host, Uncle Ronnie.
Hey, Ray, did you get a snack pack?
Can I get a snack pack?
Yeah, did you get one?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh,
Are
well,
we-
we'll have to save
is
one
that my
for
parting gift.
after the show. You got to keep the intensity up, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't keep the intensity up, no snack pack for you.
And no snack pack.
At any rate, thank you, Mr. O'Connor, for that. This past week, we had an opportunity. I think it was more than about 7 days ago, almost 7 days.
Yeah.
We had an event, and we had Ray was our special announcer for an event that we had with Scott Pressler. For some of you that know who he is, he's a real conservative. He's a real tall drink of water, as they say. But he is he's a young man, and he is so excited about America and helping out communities to clean themselves up. So Ray, we have a little section here, and we call it Street Talk. And Ray did the Street Talk along with Suzanne, and we interviewed the gal that's running for mayor of Phoenix, Mr. O'Connor. Can you do a little
Marissa Hamilton.
Marissa Hamilton? Well, we'll see. We're gonna have her or Colleen. We're not sure yet which one.
And welcome back here to Street Talk. It is Ray Michaels, your state Senate candidate for
see him up in the
LD24,
corner.
the lovely Suzanne from
that down if you
LD18. And we have
I can't
Marissa
hear.
Hamilton. She's running for mayor of the city
our
of
audience
Phoenix.
can hear.
Yes, I am. And this
We're gonna
is
start
the
this
most exciting race because this is the best chance that we have had to push
Yes.
Phoenix red.
To vote, which is so very, very important to vote. So we were there, Scott Pressler was there, and then we all went down to South Phoenix to clean up an area, because that's what Scott's known for. He cleaned
Exactly.
up Baltimore, he cleaned up Atlanta.
And we want our cities to be clean. At any rate, here we are.
And welcome back here to Street Talk. It is Ray Michaels, your state Senate candidate for LD24, the lovely Suzanne from LD18. And we have Marissa Hamilton. She's running for mayor of the city of Phoenix.
Yes, I am. And this is the most exciting race because this is the best chance that we have had to flip Phoenix red in almost 2 decades.
It's been a long time since we've had a red mayor.
A very long time, about 17 years.
And look what's happened.
A lot of disaster and destruction, chaos, a lot of debt, a lot of potholes, and a lot of crime.
And a lot of unfulfilled investments and lots of things going on. Huh?
Yeah, lots and lots of broken promises. So the thing is that these big government spenders, they end up spending on all their pet projects, but not on the things that count for the taxpayers.
Right.
And especially now with what we're seeing with COVID-19 and with the lockdowns, Mayor Kate, she didn't actually get health advice from our Maricopa County Public Health Department when she shut us down.
So I don't understand this. So you're saying that the mayor of a major city in the country
Largest.
did not seek any medical consultation before she made a decision that affects not only Phoenix, but all of Metro Phoenix. That's a big place.
Correct. So when Maricopa County Health Director testified at the City of Phoenix, she said that she did not get any contact from Mayor Kate's office before declaring the great emergency and shutting it down.
Now, there has to be a big reason for that, right? A big reason.
I think it's called politics. P for politics. And so the issue that we have today is that, and actually in response to that, the City Council rebuked that and they ended the great emergency and declared a local emergency instead so that we could still have our City Council representation. And so since then, we've had so many missteps in the City of Phoenix that it's just been a disaster. We have aggravated assaults up by 25%, domestic violence up by 25%, and homicide from domestic violence has now doubled during the lockdown.
See, now none of this is good. And you know, it affects, yeah, I'm in Scottsdale. You are out in Phoenix, yeah? And Chandler, right? You're Chandler, yeah?
It's Phoenix, Chandler, Mesa, and part of Tempe, but I live personally in Phoenix, so I've seen exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah, you have a big district in 18. Yeah, Suzanne, I'll tell you what, the Senate race is very tight where you are, Suzanne, I'll tell you. It's amazing. But so it affects all of us.
Absolutely.
The mayor of Phoenix affects everybody. And can you give us just a couple ideas that you think are going to be the most important for this season?
Sure. So first of all, we need to make Phoenix safe. So our mayor wanted to defund our police department, and we actually need to increase the number of officers we have out on patrol. And we also need to protect our small businesses. We are about to lose 40% of our restaurant business, and that's not okay.
Not at all. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, Phoenix, Scottsdale, they're known for the restaurants. 40%. Well, all right, so we need tourists. That's exactly right. So we need safety. Safety is number one.
Safety is number one.
And we need people back at work. And you're going to make that happen, Marissa Hamilton, for mayor of Phoenix.
Absolutely, and we're going to do it in a safe way so that we can keep our people safe and keep our economy moving. Because just like Dr. Kelly Ward said, we are about action, we are about responsibility, we are about safety, and we are about making it happen.
That's right. We are America. We are the innovators. We're the ones that make things happen. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Marissa Hamilton for mayor of Phoenix, Suzanne for state senator in LD18, myself, Ray Michaels, your state senate candidate for LD24, and thank you for joining us here on Street Talk. Until next time, on behalf of all of us, we'll see you real soon.
Well, Ray, that looked like fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. What a great event. And, you know, the energy there, the people there, everybody was so excited, not only to learn how to get people to sign up to vote, but to clean a community that many came from all over. We had some people there from Tucson. They drove down from Flagstaff. This is truly the party of action.
Well, and that's the important thing. You know, political parties need to do something. You know, it's not about them sitting there taking all kinds of dollars and just. Well, we know what happens in the political realm, that a lot of people get paid big bucks to do nothing, and that's a shame. But this is you can see the youth. These are young people. Raise the old fart, I guess. No, I guess I am. I'm older than you, I think.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm younger than you.
I think so.
At any rate, no, you know, we got these young people, and it's so exciting because they want to do things. They want to make things happen. And we cannot live the way we've used to live, where we just sit back and let somebody else do it. And that seems to be the thing that's going on today.
You know, I think within America, this is the longest stretch of prosperity that we have ever had.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Yes, I mean, there has not been... I mean, as you look back, I mean, from the time that I was little, you know, we just had, you know,
I think the last big spurt of energy was under President Reagan. That was another happy days.
Yeah.
Any rate, listen, I want to get back to what we were at before we took this break,
Yes,
and that
I'm
is
interested in those
that
numbers.
is why is it that fewer people die in Republican states than in Democrat states?
That's an excellent question. Do you have the answer?
I'm not sure that I have the full answer, but Republicans tend to allow people to take their life into their own hands and do what is essential for their well-being, the well-being of the family, and they don't need to be told and herded around like cattle.
You mean like personal responsibility?
You
and
might say,
personal
yeah, take your
accountability?
own personal responsibility for your health.
Oh, what an interesting concept. I think the founding fathers had that exact same idea.
And they learned it from me. See, I am older than you. But you know, one of the things that's interesting, somebody came up to me the other day about a mask. And he said, do you think we should wear a mask? And my answer was kind of surprised him because I could tell the way he looked at me. I said, if you believe a mask is something that will create your well-being, make you feel good, and protect you, by all means, wear a mask. And he says, well, what does that mean? I shouldn't wear a mask? I said, no, it's up to you to decide whether you want to wear a mask or not.
It's free will. I think that's a God-given right.
It is.
Right? Free will to make your own decision.
So what has happened here with these various states? Republicans have had less control over the citizens, let the citizens self-regulate themselves. I know that a lot of people here in Arizona are really mad at our governor. I think he's tried to walk the middle ground as best he could. This is, you know, if you make a mistake and you lose 6,000 or 7,000 of your citizens because you make an error,
it's a very difficult position to be in.
And I would not want to be responsible for the death of 6,000 people.
No, of course not.
But we have a mayor in New York, of course, Cuomo, and then we have his younger brother at CNN. That's Fredo. And you know, these guys. This is the guy that put COVID patients in elderly care homes.
Mandated that they went back in.
And then he blames the president. Oh, well, that wasn't my idea. I was just listening. The president didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So it was really something that I could not believe. Now, I wanted to take a minute here about Kamala Harris. A lot of people are wondering, well, what's the... Are we at that point already for another break?
Wow.
Can we have the snack pack before the break, Mr. O'Connor? Or do we have to wait to...
You know, what would be funny is if we came back in and we're actually eating
snack packs.
That'd be great.
Okay, listen, I don't want you guys to go away because, hey, here we are. We're fighting, man. We're fighting back, and we want you to fight back, and we want you to do it more than words. We want you to get out there, ring some doorbells, tell people that the Republican Party is on the road.
That's
and we're
right.
gonna...
How do you fight back? You get out there and you get involved. You get people involved. You talk about the important things that are happening in this great state of Arizona, and you make it happen.
That's right. Don't wait for it to happen to you. Make it happen. We'll see you on the other side, because we're fighting back.
Wild Tiger right here in Phoenix. Whoa, big fella. Is reminding everyone to please give blood. By doing so, you may save the life of a child, surgery patient, or an accident victim. So give blood. It's safe, it's simple, and it's needed. That message courtesy of Wild Tiger at 2631 North Central Avenue in Phoenix, where they invite you in to enjoy the finest authentic Thai cuisine like Si Penang, Pad Thai, and ginger fish. Stop it or call 602-241-8995 for carryout. Wild Tiger is on the air because they care. It started 10 years ago as a conservative discussion group to combat leftist liberal ideas that were destroying the American way of life. Thus, the Arizona 2010 Project was born. Over the years, it grew and embraced the Tea Party and had a dynamic effect on local, state, and national elections. That's right, the political power of the movement has grown, and now, on its 10th birthday, the Arizona Project has moved to a bigger location and has expanded its vision. The Arizona Project is now producing podcasts, internet radio shows, video projects, along with the same history of obtaining impressive guest speakers and community leaders for our weekly meetings. The Arizona Project is now located at 3238 East Bell Road in Phoenix. For more information, call 602-677-1496. That's 602-677-1496. Please join us to promote the American values that have made this nation great and will continue to make it great. The Arizona Project, celebrating 10 phenomenal years.
Camelback Toyota, located conveniently on 16th Street in Camelback, off the 51 freeway, easy to get to right here in the city. You work downtown, stop on your way home, take a look at some beautiful new cars, used cars. Derek and John O'Malley Jr. and my mechanics in the back, Abe and Jereb and Tom, my man Jake, Felix, John Wicks is there, Levi. They are trained and trained heavily. They know everything backwards and forwards on any Toyota. Customer satisfaction numero uno at Camelback Toyota.
Trump Fridays is the place to be 6:30 every Friday at various locations throughout the Valley. Trump Fridays is a fantastic way to meet people who share your political views. Our grassroots organization was started to bring people together for a single common goal, to re-elect Donald Trump in 2020. We can't sit back and wait for the Republican Party to do the work for us. We need to fight to save our America. So, if you can't make the meeting every week, know that we're there every Friday and drop in whenever you can. Trump Fridays.
You're listening to Fighting Back. News talk, current events, and political commentary. And now here's your host, Uncle Ronnie.
Well, welcome back. Here's all I got left of our snack pack.
So you ate the whole
don't
thing.
Eat it all before the show's over. Take some home with you.
All right.
At any
Thank
rate,
you.
hey, listen, guys, we have a lot of things to talk about, and we want to talk about Kamala. She's our Democrat Party nominee for vice president, and this gal is loaded with baggage. But before we go, we have a special little video that Mr. O'Connor had nothing to do with. I don't want to give you credit for that in case somebody comes looking for who had something to do with that. I'm taking a hook out of your mouth. Pay close attention to this one and pay close attention to the music. Now, for those of you that are listening in and you're not really involved yet, which I don't know how anybody could, but we have Joe Biden, and this is sad, but Joe Biden is losing it. He's got a dementia problem. And it appears he's moving rather rapidly into not only dementia, but Alzheimer's disease. And the Democrats continue to push this guy. And really, sadly, he needs to step back. And I'm surprised. So we got a little video here of his wife talking for him because he's not very articulate anymore. Mr. O'Connor, run it.
And together, we're just getting started.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee-ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. To the funny farm where
some of that really looks like this guy when he gets on the air. I mean, it's sad, but I can't believe that his wife, that was his wife, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Or was that his sister?
Or it could have been his sister.
No, because I think he got that confused, didn't he?
By the way, this is a gentleman that after he won one of the primaries, his wife and his sister were on stage with him, and he didn't know which one was which one was his sister, and which one was his wife. That was sad, too. But, I mean, this is what the Democrat Party, if Donald Trump doesn't win this election in a landslide, and I cannot believe that the Democrats keep this guy up. Well, they don't keep him up front. They keep him in his basement, actually.
Yeah.
They don't let him go out to events very often.
Now, do you think that, because there's some talk that maybe there isn't going to be any presidential debates, do you think they're going to
Well,
try to make
they
that happen?
don't want him to debate Trump because Trump is probably one of the sharpest debaters in the history of debate.
Well, he's very intimidating, that is for sure.
And they don't want to let Biden go against him, and they were saying they don't want to do this until mid-September at the earliest, and some of the states are voting very early in the end of August because of this COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a solution to that, and I really need to pass this on, and I'm going to tell you guys what it is. So if any of you know anybody in the Trump campaign or any of the folks that are ringing doorbells that have a little bit of authority, and that is this. Joe Biden's been around for almost 50 years, Ray.
He's a long time.
And he has a lot of statements out there. And what I think they should do is set up a mock debate with moderators, with Trump there. And if Biden doesn't want to participate, they ask a question, Biden answers it, and then they go to the history of what was said by Biden, and they play that. And then they have the president make his comments on Biden's comments. Right now, what happens, the Democrats say, well, we're not going to, we don't want to do this till September, early October, okay? No. Republicans sit back and let Democrats push them around like that. No, we're going to have a debate. If you don't come, we're going to use past footage of the statements that are made.
Right.
We're going to have the president live. He's going to answer, and then we're going to go to the archives and see what
How he
Joe
did
Biden
answer over the
answered
years,
similar questions. For instance, when he said in one of the debates this last year, he would provide medical care for anybody that comes to the United States would get free medical care. Anyone. This country, we can't afford medical care for our own citizens, let alone people that say, here I am, I'm sick, take care of me. No. So if the American people knew that was going on, they wouldn't deal with it. So I think that's one of the things that we should do.
Well,
for sure.
Campaigns are won and lost at the debate.
A lot of them are.
I mean, look at Nixon and Kennedy.
Yes, that was the one that was, and then of course we have that famous one where President Reagan, who was an older guy, and he was running against the.
Well, not so much anymore. They thought he was older at the time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Well, what they were saying, and this is hard for me to believe, but that right now I believe they are saying that if Biden gets elected, he will be older than Ronald Reagan was when he left the office.
That's exactly right.
And I mean, this man is 78 years old, and I think in 4 years it'd be like 82 or something like that. We've never had a president that was that old. There's nothing with age that keeps, a lot of people that are older haven't lost their mind like I have and like others. But this man has, it's sad, but they put him up there and they listen to him talk. You're probably the same way I am. What is he saying? I can't even follow the logic of what he's saying.
Yeah, oftentimes not so much. Not so much. I'm trying to follow. I do try to follow, but sometimes it's just off. Well, what he mentioned, when somebody said, "Have you taken the medical test that President Trump just took?"
Yeah.
And he said, "What do you? It's like you."
This is the acuity test.
Yeah.
And he says he didn't have to take any no, he doesn't have
But didn't
we'll
he
have
make
to run
reference
that next
to?
week.
Didn't he make reference to the person asking the question
Yeah.
of him taking a cocaine test?
Yeah, he says, well, that's like you taking a cocaine
Yeah.
test.
What is that?
And I'm thinking, well, what does a cocaine test have to do with an acuity test? There's no relationship whatsoever.
It's not even spelled the same.
No. Listen, we have a couple of more things, and then Ray wanted to talk about a couple of things going on in some of our states, especially the one in Illinois about history.
Oh,
if we could
my
get to that.
goodness
But
gracious,
I wanted to say, the Democrat campaign, Ray, is it's just a terrible campaign, falling apart, and it never got off the ground.
Well, you know what's strange is when somebody who is the mentor of Kamala Harris, Willie Brown, when he makes a statement and says, "Don't choose her," and then he makes a statement of, "If he asks you, say no, just gracefully
Right.
bow out." That says a lot. He's known her for years. I mean,
He was a
29
consummate. He was the mayor of San Francisco. Right. He's a black man and very politically powerful man.
Well, I think he was 60 at the time when he met her. She was 29. And
they had an
right?
affair.
Yeah, he was still married.
She was 29 and he was 60, and they had an affair. Well, we won't talk about.
No, they just need to read it. I mean, just do your own
it's
research.
all out
you
there.
See,
Anything you want to know.
This is not some big secret.
Kamala does not have
breaking news on.
Kamala does not have a good reputation. Some people say she slept her way to the top. But I won't go there. I already did.
I'm not saying anything.
But at any rate, here was their event today, and I like this. This is on the Liberty Daily. I'm saying that they say that their coming out parties, more to speak. This was the first time they had since they made this announcement that they came out together. So they were making their Biden-Harris event, and it says there were so many levels, and this reminds them of the way this campaign has started out. First of all, the power went out. The electric power went out.
Wow.
Then they got the power back on, and the air conditioner went out. So here they are in a building with no air condition, trying to hold
no power, no air conditioning.
And that's the way they started their campaign.
They want to be our leader.
They want to be the leaders of America. But at any rate, Ray, we were talking about Illinois and this.
Yes,
these
I
legislators.
it would be so fun to share with everyone out there that the state of the states. Because lots of things are going on in all the different states, and I was able to pick up just a few.
And by the way, I'm from Illinois originally. I was born there, born and raised in Illinois. Please do not pay the ransom. I escaped from there, and I'm healthy, wealthy, and I'm healthy and wise. Well, I'm just healthy.
Yeah, this is from Newsweek. Illinois state lawmaker wants history classes abolished.
In schools,
yes,
in
schools.
all of the schools.
And not only abolished, but all of the books taken away because they've led to white privilege and a racist society. That's out of Illinois.
Wow.
All right,
I lived there. I didn't notice any privilege.
No, not at all?
And I guess last time I looked, I was white.
That's right. All right, here's another one. This is from the Kansas City Star. Employees need masks even for at-home Zoom calls. So if you're at home, you're doing a video call, it says that you must have a mask on.
Well, Ray, I want to just warn everybody that's watching this show tonight, put your masks on. And,
even if you're watching.
And we probably should too, because we could spread it to you.
Well, we have the see-through ones.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, here's another one real quick.
Ray,
all right,
are you ready for another snack pack?
I am. But here, police break up New Jersey's rabbi's funeral, charge 15 men with another case of religious clashing. That's in New Jersey. And this one is in Rhode Island. The Republican National Committee asked the Supreme Court to intervene because they changed the rules for the election at the last minute. So lots of things going on in the state of the states.
Okay, listen, I just want to thank Neil. My forehead's not shining. Neil did a great job. And we'll see you on the other side here. And I hope we have one more snack pack.
Yeah, and I want to tell them about what happened just a couple days ago.
Oh, do it.
When
we get back. When we get back, you're going to find out about school, whether it's going to start or not, and if so, when.
That's right.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Join me live and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. This month, Quantum Digest is on special. It's the most purified USP plant enzymes. No matter what you eat, it has the power to support its digestion. Buy 2 bottles, get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447.
Sight is a very precious gift. If the quality of your eyesight is becoming a concern, see a world of difference at Family Eye Care Associates. With over a quarter-century of experience in the Valley, Family Eye Care Associates offers complete diagnosis and treatment of cataracts, glaucoma, diabetes and dry eyes, and thorough retinal evaluations with dilated exams and retinal imaging. Specialized doctors, highly trained and certified technicians, licensed opticians, pediatric and geriatric care, contact lens fittings, and high-quality lenses and frames at prices you'll like. And as always, all of this comes with friendly, personalized service. We accept most insurances and have 2 convenient locations in both the East and West Valley. Give Family Eye Care Associates a call now. In Scottsdale, dial 480-419-3900. For the Glendale area, dial 602-843-2900. Family Eye Care Associates is a proud member of Vision Source, a network of premier eye care practices. Come home to the gated community of Chrisman Peaks in 5,350 square feet of pure luxury. Floor plans include 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, 4-car garage, home theater, even guest quarters. Breathtaking views are included at no extra charge. For more information, call 602-505-0004. Custom homes with the quality you expect, the value you demand. Call 602-505-0004 today.
Do you have a face for radio? I know I do. And when I found how easy it was to get started in an interesting, informative radio program, I jumped at the chance. Since AM radio program is being replaced by podcasting, you can even create your own programming from your home. Hi, I'm Ron Lutters, better known as Uncle Ronnie on my Fighting Back radio program. If you have a business, a hobby, or a passion and you would like to share that with others, then podcasting may be for you. With strong desire, some talent, and a deep passion, you too could get your radio message on your very own radio programming on Hub Radio Phoenix Network. We have one of the best broadcast engineers in Arizona to help you every step of the way. If you are interested in the enjoyment of podcasting, call me at 602-677-1496 to discuss the effective and affordable way to own your very own radio program. That's 602-677-1496.
You're listening to Fighting Back. News talk, current events, and political commentary. And now here's your host, Uncle Ronnie.
Uncle Ronnie!
That would be me. Listen to this.
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.
That's great.
Tomorrow they will say, Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you're dishonest people.
That's my little Donald Trump doll. Isn't they cute?
That's great. Now, where did you get that?
I had a birthday and
Have many millions between Facebook and Twitter. It's great. It's like owning a newspaper without the losses. It's incredible.
And every time I push this little button, he comes out with pearls of wisdom, Ray.
Wow.
So this is my little, I sleep with him.
Can you still get those? I don't think can you still get those?
I don't know.
That's
I
pretty
suppose
awesome.
You could. I suppose you could. Listen, what happened last week? No, it was this week, Monday of this week.
Monday, yeah.
There was a huge rally down at this state capitol, probably 1,000 or more people.
It was just shy of 1,000 people. They kept track. They had bracelets and everything. And it was called the Arizona Open Our Schools Rally, and one of the special.
And our kids, we want to get our kids back in school. And I'll let Ray talk, but we've been looking around the world, and it doesn't look like kids are really much susceptible to this. We got to give them some structure in their lives.
Absolutely. This was an amazing event. It had anywhere from the kids to the parents, the teachers, the administrators. Everybody was very supportive of each other. It was a rally. It was not a protest of any kind. They were rallying all together. Everybody wore green, and it was wonderful. Mike Broomhead, who is a local celebrity here
He's
in the
almost
Valley.
as popular as you and I on the radio, yes.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike is a great guy, and he was there. He was able to appear there, as well as the Legislative District 6 Senator, Sylvia Allen. She was there as well to speak. And like I said, there was just shy of about 1,000 people there, and I had an opportunity to go out there, meet some of the parents, meet some of the administrators, and boy, they were so positive. They said, you know what, this is so very important, not only for the teachers and the parents, but for the students. You know, when you think back of all the great times that you had back in grade school and high school, even in college, those were precious times that can never be made up. I mean, I feel so bad for a lot of the students who missed their graduation.
Or their
the
proms.
ceremony, the proms, all the great things that go, and now they're canceling the sporting events too.
Yeah, no
I mean,
college football, no high school football.
This has got to change.
Basketball,
But you know what? I happened to meet, and I took a lot of signs. We weren't able to get the video here, but I think we're going to put it together and show you kind of a wide variety of everything. We were able to take a single snapshot of one of the signs. You haven't seen this yet, but I think you're going to like this. Mike, can we put this up on the screen? Okay, so this was a lovely young woman. I had a chance to talk with her, and you can see that she's in distress right here. Help, I'm turning into a vegetable. I think that's what she wanted to say.
I don't know if that's a vegetable. It looks like there's a letter or two missing, at least one.
A veg-table.
Veg-table.
Yeah, but turning, I think that's something that you want to look to too. So, you know, the ramifications of not sending your kids to school are so great, and this is a prime example of what happens. They forget how to spell.
I never did know. I used to think it was veg-edible or something like that. So if it was a veg and it was edible, I ate it.
I'll tell you what, you know, what we were talking about in the last segment, you know, fighting back. How do you really fight back? You have to get involved. And every single person that was at that event was involved. They were involved. They were there. They were pleased to be there. They wanted their voice to be heard.
Well, Ray, it
And it's so
reminds me of
important.
something we were talking about. There's three types of people in the world.
There is. Three
And
types, okay. So
The first one is
people who watch things happen.
watch things happen.
People
who make things happen. And people who say, what happened?
Now, you don't want to be one of those. You want to be somebody who makes things happen. So how can they do it? Just at the very, very basic.
Well,
you
the
got to
thing-
be
you
registered
gotta
to
get
vote.
well, first and foremost, you got to get registered to vote.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Some people just move.
Second-
They move, they forget about it, and then they're not registered. It's the last minute. You have to do it as soon as
secondly,
possible.
Ray, you can never let a friend or a relative vote Democratic. They cannot vote for a Democrat. And I always say that friends don't let friends vote Democrat.
You know, here's the easiest way. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are on that have lots of different opinions. I'll just say that. When you look at the platform, because if you're voting Democrat, you want to look at the actual platform. So go online, look at the platform. And if you agree with the platform, then you are in a certain group that follows those rules. Now, me, I like to think for myself.
Ray, I've always said this about legislation and who you would vote for politically, and that is this. Always vote for legislation and those that are running that increase and enhance your personal freedoms.
Right. Right.
Never vote for people that want to take your personal freedoms away, take your personal property away, which includes, I might add, dollar bills. If they're wanting your money and they're wanting your freedom, you never support those people.
Right. You know, I was asking a friend of mine who is, she thinks a little bit different than I do. And I came up with a question. I wanted to run it by you, see what you thought as well. So, if you
Is this a test?
This is not a test, no, and it will not be on your permanent record.
Okay.
So that's something that you can think about. So if you had a policy maker, now I'm not going to say male, female, wherever background they come from, if you had a policymaker and you agreed with 75% of what they said, but you disagree with 15 or 25%, would you vote for them? A policymaker.
Yes.
Okay, so not personality. We're talking about policy, not
Yes.
personality. All right, so if they were 50%, would you vote for them?
Depended what the policies were when we get to that, because when you're at 75, we're gonna almost always, it's like almost like agreeing 100% because nobody agrees 100%.
So you would agree that at times there has to be a compromise. You
Yes.
stand firm on a subject, but you're willing to bend a little bit because you know that you're leading, you're moving in the right direction.
Yes.
You know, from the beginning, our founding fathers wanted to do certain things. There were some founding fathers that wanted to end slavery right away at the very get-go. But there was not enough of the people on the other side who would even agree to it, so they must compromise. That's what this is about. You may not like somebody for their personality, but their policy is what's important. So look at the policy, look where they stand, look how they want to defend your freedoms, your rights. And if you agree with 60%, 65%, 75%, don't look at the personality so much as the policy, because you know what? We don't live their personality. We live their policy every single day. You may completely hate
Well said,
somebody.
Ray.
You
Well
may
said.
hate somebody. But if it increases, just like what you said, if it increases your livelihood, your lifestyle on a daily basis, you need to really consider bending and compromising for that last 25 or 30%. That's what's so important.
Exactly.
Now, do you agree?
I agree.
Okay,
No,
good.
I've always said that with any of these bills, you know.
You're not going to like everybody.
And you know, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that was talking about.
He had long hair too. I just wanted to mention that.
He had no hair. Well, he just.
Well, he had long hair
Well,
in
he
the
had
back.
the top was like mine. The bottom was like your.
Yeah, that was a special cut back then.
Yeah. So, at any rate, the bottom line on what he said, you know, are you willing to forego your freedoms for security? And if you remember what he said,
If anybody's willing to do that, you deserve neither.
you will get neither security
Nothing.
nor prosperity.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And
you
it's-
know, on my Facebook page, Ray Michaels 4, the number 4 AZ, I always put what our founding fathers thought. I like putting that out so that people can say, you know what, here's how we are now, but what did they think? What was so brilliant about the Constitution and self-governance? And you know, one thing that they did say, self-governance is only for a moral and a
people.
righteous people. It is not good for any other.
And that's being proven right now when we have people that are burning down other people's property and torching buildings.
I never understood that. How do you go into your own neighborhood, burn down your own neighborhood? Who does that benefit?
And then later when the stores don't come back, and the guy says, "Well, why would I come back? So you can burn my store down again?"
Makes
You
no
say,
sense.
Whoa, what have I just done? Just
Violence
destroyed.
never, ever, something like that is never justified.
Exactly.
It didn't, I think, I'm not sure who it was, but somebody said, that's for reparations.
Well,
I
the
don't
reparation
know.
thing is another. I got a kick out of it. And I've said this before. I'm trying to think of the gal's name. At any rate, what she was doing, she was looking over a crowd of black people. She's a black person herself, looking over a crowd of black students that were all wanting reparations. And she looked out there and she said, "How many of you have ever been slaves?" And of course, none of them have ever been
Nobody
slaves.
raised their hand, right?
And so nobody raised their hand, and she just looked out in the audience and she said, "Then get over it. None of you have ever been a slave, so don't look for reparations." Listen, we're going to go. Ray, thank you for being here.
Uncle Ronnie, it's always a pleasure to be with
We're
you.
going to be here Monday
Thanks
night
for
with
having me.
Arizona Project, and I'm going to see if we can get this gentleman with the Constitution.
Oh, that would be
and
great.
You and I will have a good time
Yeah.
talking about him. He's got a different take on it. You're going to really enjoy this if he agrees to come on the show. Any rate, Mr. O'Connor, thank you, sir, for driving
Yes,
this big
sir.
machine. And Neil, thank you for the makeup, and thank you for the lighting.
You know, he's the best boy.
And the bus boy.
Best boy.
Oh, he's the best boy. Oh, floor
director.
Yeah,
No
that
wonder
means
he was vacuuming
That
earlier.
means he vacuums. Yes. Okay. See you next week.